All right, welcome to this Forefront Recrafting System Installation Guide series. Basically, this is a perfect kitchen for our process, and I'm really excited to show you guys step by step how we transform a kitchen like this. As you can see, these are pretty standard cabinets, oak doors, overlay hinges, nothing soft closing. Everything's about, probably about 20 years old, somewhere in there, maybe even more at this point, honestly. Could be about 30 years. This is really ideal in the sense that it's stock cabinets, it's all standard sizes, typical things that we run into with fillers on the ends, working up against sheetrock. We have a couple exposed ends here, very straightforward stuff. There's a couple little interesting areas with storage and things that we'll be doing, and walking you through the steps on installing drawers and a couple door-mounted pull-outs, things like that. But really this is a perfect kitchen for what we do with our system. We haven't done anything here yet, so this is like day one, hour one. So basically what our plan is today, we're going to go through step by step. As you'll see, we have our system. You just follow the steps, you trust the system, it all works. Basically what we've done so far, the only thing we've done is had our conversation with our client, going over our starting checklist as far as where we're going to park, break schedule, this our timing for the first couple days, bringing material here, taking old material away, all that kind of stuff, which is a little bit different on each project. It just depends on the kitchen, but that's the only thing we've done so far. Our next step, which is really the first step of the installation, is to cover all the surfaces and keep them safe, which is pretty quick and easy. Cover the floor with the 1/8" hardboard, as we'll show you, and then unroll yoga mats on the counters. Put up painter's plastic with some spring-loaded stands to keep that up during the project and make that easy to move and open as needed. And then we'll continue down the list. Okay, as you can see, we've got our first step started here. Have our workbenches inside. We've covered the floor with the 1/8" hardboard. The product name, people know it by as Masonite as well. We've cut a bunch of 4x8 sheets into some standard sizes that we'll list out below. And we basically reuse these over and over on every kitchen. We tape them together with clear PVC packaging tape into like one surface, and that way they're not scooting around. These are pretty slippery when you're just putting them down and they're individual. So really have to tape them together. And then yoga mats for the countertops. Works great. You just unroll them. They can be folded over on themselves if at different sizes. If they get too beat up, we can cut them shorter. We have this one that's been shortened and fits perfect on a lot of short runs in kitchens. And as you'll see in later videos, we're going to have a cooktop cover here that we've made out of plywood that just basically drops over and protects the top of ranges, as well as especially glass cooktops, which we don't have to worry about here on this kitchen. So pretty much setup is ready. We're going to start taking all the old doors off, old drawers out. That's all pretty straightforward. You're just going to unscrew the old doors, take them outside, get rid of them. Pull any trim, which here we just have this little bit of crown over the cabinet over the range, and start into our real system of marking out hinges and kind of getting the fronts prepped for our new frames. All right, we'll take a minute here, just show you our little relatively compact setup. This is a little bit different. On this project, we don't have a garage to set up in. They do have a neighbor who has a garage which we can use. When we get to the point of running trim, we can set our miter saw up in there for the day. But we can't leave the saw set up as we usually would. So what we're doing, and this is typical, we work in a lot of condos. This process is great because you don't need to get into HOAs and all that stuff. Also, you can live through it, so it's much simpler. Our setup here is a little bit more compact. We're going to use our truck every day as kind of a mini garage. Keep our saws on there. If we do need to, really cut something, we can pull those out, set them up, and get into it. The workbench that we have here, of course, you're going to just have your own setup. This is what we've done. We built this for ourselves. These are 4 modular boxes that stack. and they house all our tools and give us a work surface. We took a Festool MFT top, some older ones that were starting to get worn out, cut them to size, so that way we can use the dogs and track cut on here and all sorts of good stuff, clamp it to hunt down work pieces. And we had it organized with some power tools, the compressor, and then hand tools, clamps, jigs, and fits into these 4 boxes. Through the days, we'll usually have the tools stored up in the cabinets. As you can see, we've just got some of our stuff laid out already. And basically, if we can have all the equipment, I mean, it's really all about production. I mean, any good carpenter knows that it comes down to production. And the more that you can follow a system and have everything ready and then just go through that step once and have it done and have all the tools you need to just knock it out, you're gonna get the job done so much faster, and not have to set up, do one step, break down, set up, do it again somewhere else. Just doesn't make sense. So that's why we try to go through and do one step on the entire kitchen all at once, instead of trying to do one area and then another area. It's just not an efficient way to work, and it ends up taking longer for the client.